Hey y'all, welcome to the Honesty Circle, the safe space to discuss growing in adulthood, mental health, faith, and all the things in between. It's your host, Cheri Keeps, and I hope you're taking care of not only your mental and spiritual, but your emotional and physical health so you can be your best self this week. Hi everybody, welcome to the Honesty Circle. It's me, your host, Cheri Keeps, and I have a lovely guest next to me. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi Sierra, I am Cheri Keels, and I'm so excited to be here today and just to, hang out with you.
I know, I'm excited to have you. So first we're gonna do some introductions, and so I'm gonna have you introduce yourself. Tell me more about kind of who you are. Obviously we know your name is Cheri Keels, but tell me about kind of more about you. What do you do? Things that you like to do for fun, things that, bring you joy, anything that the audience should know more about.
Yeah. So, I'm a single mom. I have a 23-year-old son who I adore. He's like my best friend. I mean, I've been single for a while, so we kind of grew up together.
Yeah.
And so I like having fun with him. I really like doing things with my friends and my family. So I go to a lot of sporting events. I love sports.
Yes.
Basketball being my favorite.
Absolutely.
And I love people. Like sometimes though,
That's real. That's real.
Yeah. I've been by myself for a while. I mean, obviously I've been married before, but being by myself, I appreciate those times. So there are times I like being with people and hanging out, but then I like the quiet and the solitude of being alone too.
Yeah.
So, but when I do, I love entertaining.
Yes.
So,
Girl, y'all, she has the best. She throws the best parties.
I have a good time making sure people have a good time. So, I like to do that. And of course, I'm a woman, so I like shopping.
Yes.
And I'm a foodie. I love eating out and trying new places. So, yeah, I just like having a good time.
Okay, awesome. So what do you do for work?
So I'm an educator.
Okay.
And what people generally think of when they think of educators is being a teacher.
Right.
And I was a teacher. I mean, I taught for 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
I started out, I went to Winston-Salem State, and I majored in early childhood education. So I became an elementary teacher, and I taught elementary school for about 6 years. And then I was like, okay, I've done this a while. I'll move up to middle school. And then I taught middle school for 4 years. And it was there I was like, hey, this is good. So I wanted to try something different. I'm always the type of person, like, I give it 100%. And then when I feel like that I've done that, then I have this yearning to move on to do something else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I became an assistant principal, went back to school and became an assistant principal. And from there, I became a principal. And so I've been a principal for the last 18 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were a principal for that long.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you said you started into education, like with your major in school. So kind of when did you know that you wanted to even be in education from that standpoint? Because I know some people, like I'm not even using my major from what I got my degree in. So like, when did you know that that's what you wanted to major in?
Well, when I was young, I always played like teacher, like with my friends and my sister. My aunt used to work at a school, so she would bring home these workbooks, and my mom would always buy us little workbooks to work in. So I would pretend to be the teacher, and I've always had a servant heart. Like, I want to help people. And so when I went off to school, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this education thing. I really didn't know for sure that's what I wanted to do, but I was like, hey, I'll try it. And I went to Winston-Salem State, loved it, met great people. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. And when I got into the classroom, it was just like natural.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the logistics of it, like the lesson planning and the classroom management, I mean, that came with time, but
Right.
just being in there and being creative and making learning fun for kids and wanting to do more. Like, I never settle for just checking papers and going home. I was always extra.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, you're extra now.
Like, I was,
Still am.
still am. Yeah, I was always extra. So I always wanted to, be the best teacher. I wanted my kids to be the best. So we would always show off, when it came to like school competitions and things like that. So
Miss Cheri's class was going to show out. Or Miss Keels' class was going to show out every time.
Always. So we would go turn up. But I mean, it was just natural for me. And so, as I did that, my first year, I remember my first year was horrible. It was really hard because I was new. I mean, I was a young person, and the particular school I was in, it was like all mostly veteran teachers.
Yeah.
So I remember one lady, she was my mentor, and she came in, she was like, we always dress for work, because I think I was like a little casual, but professional to me at 20 something. And she was like, we always dress for work. We have to dress better than other people. And so I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
Like, I was a Black woman and I had to present myself as a professional.
Every time.
I remember that. I mean, to this day.
Yeah.
Like 30 years in, I still wear heels to work and dress.
Every day.
So that was like an early lesson on how Black women had to be in a professional setting, especially, I mean, even in education.
Yeah.
But it was horrible. But I learned, and I think my principal saw something in me. Like, she began to put me in leadership roles. Like, I was on the leadership team after like 2 years being there.
Wow.
I was on the technology committee because I'm, kind of tech savvy. So she kind of pushed me into that leadership role. And it was hard. It was really hard to be 20 something years old telling these veteran teachers, you need to try this in your classroom.
Yeah.
So, I had to learn early on how to approach leadership in a way that it would be helpful to me to be successful and the people that I was working with to gain their respect and to get them to listen to me and follow me, follow what I was saying or to buy into what I was saying.
Yeah. So we're going to take a pause. We're going to a good conversation. We're going to jump into the inner outer circle first, and then we'll continue on this conversation. This is so good. Right on what we're talking about today, obviously, but we continued it. So the first inner outer circle, to obviously explain it, it's similar to this or that. Inner circle is things that you like. Outer circle would be that, not really.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So the first one is coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee. Inner circle all the time, every day.
Every day. You kind of answered this one too, but dressing up or dressing down?
Well, that depends. Like, I can do either depending on where I'm going, but it always has to be like, I have to feel it. Like, I feel my outfits.
Yeah.
So I guess either, I mean, even if I'm dressing down, it's dressing up.
Yes, that's all I say. Your dress down is dressed up to most people. So.
Yeah.
The next one is morning or evening workout.
Ooh. Even though I work out in the evenings because of my schedule, I really like morning workouts. So I would say mornings, my inner, but being forced to do
outer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then cats or dog?
Oh, definitely dogs. I'm a dog girl all day.
All day. Okay, the last one for this segment is cook or eat out.
Ooh. Eat out. I cook and I like to
cook. And
you
can cook.
Yeah, I like to cook, but I love like trying new things, I'll cook what I like and what the people around me like. But I don't know how much I would venture out with new things with cooking. So, eating out.
Okay. Awesome. So that's the end of that segment. So let's continue on the conversation about your journey into kind of finding your voice as a Black woman leader.
Okay.
Now that you are a principal. So you kind of left off talking about how early on you saw, like, your principal saw someone in something in you to kind of push you into leadership roles. How would you say that kind of helped molded you early on to be able to find your voice? Because I mean, that's not something that everyone experiences that early in their career. For you to be like 2 to 3 years in, kind of someone molding you, how does that help you out?
Well, I had to be like receptive of it first, because I don't know if I saw myself as a leader, because I was kind of reserved growing up. Like, I knew where I fit in and I would just fit in there.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't adventurous or anything. But I think I had to be receptive of being a leader. And so once my principal kind of talked to me about it, I saw that I could do it. That just made me want to work hard at doing it and be good at it. Like, I didn't want to disappoint anybody.
Yeah.
So I would really work hard to make sure I did a good job.
Yeah. So what other leadership roles kind of did you say that you had that before you even became a principal?
Yeah. So I really...
You probably did everything.
No, I really did not. Like,
wow.
In college, I was more of a workaholic. Like, I've always had that workaholic type personality. Even as a young teenager, I started babysitting when I was 12.
Oh, wow.
And I worked double shifts on my job when I was working at a restaurant. Work was never anything that I didn't want to do. I mean, and I would just do it a lot.
Yeah.
And I took that kind of work ethic and put it together with leadership. And that kind of brought me where I am today. So working hard and accepting the responsibility or the challenge of being a leader.
Yeah. Speaking of challenges, what are some challenges that you face in kind of finding your voice, and any pushback that you experience? Kind of talk about that.
I think for me, the number one challenge is confidence and knowing that people are going to be receptive of what I have to say. So a lot of times, somebody will say something and I'm like, I was thinking that exact same thing.
Yeah.
But they had the confidence to say it. And so over time, I built that confidence up in myself. But I think that, not worrying about whether people thought I was smart enough or competent enough was my biggest challenge to overcome. And once I did that, it was like limitless. I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so now I look at it like, if they can do it, I know I can do it. I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So I think that was the hardest part to overcome.
That's a good one. I think that's something at my job, we've been talking about that in our staff meetings, about the belief in yourself and about how that a lot of times changes your actions and how you even navigate in a space, because your beliefs of yourself are very crucial. So that's good that you mentioned that. So when did you know that you want to be a principal? Or did you know, or you just kind of got the opportunity? Kind of how did that work?
Well, like over the years, just being placed in leadership positions and doing well and knowing that, I can get people to listen to me and I do have great ideas and I can make a change. I think it was like maybe my 10th year in education. I was like, okay, I'm tired of the classroom. and I need some more money.
Yeah.
I mean, because as Black women, we have a tendency to sell ourselves short and not believe that we belong in places and we're worth a certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. So once I decided, like, I need more money and I can be good at it. So I went back to school and became an assistant principal. And man, I was on a fast track. So once I got my degree, my master's degree,
What'd you get your master's in?
educational leadership.
Okay.
So I was only an assistant principal for 2 years. I got a job immediately after, like 6 months after I graduated with a master's degree.
Wow.
And I'm sure I was hired because they needed a black woman, but I was even more sure that I was going to monopolize that position and prove that, okay, you might have hired me because I was a black woman, but you're going to keep me because you need me.
Yeah.
Because I'm really good. So I did that for 2 years. And then I just like networked and got to know people, and I put myself out there because I did work for a white male as a principal. I mean, he was my principal supervisor, and there was another AP who was a white male. So I remember when I was offered the principalship, and I went to him, and I didn't tell him that I was interviewing because I knew he wouldn't support it. So I went to him and I'm like, hey, I've been offered a principal's job. And I remember he said to me, well, how did you get an offer and the other AP can't get an offer?
Wow.
Yeah. And the other AP is phenomenal. I mean, we're still friends to this day, and I don't hold anything against him. But it was just shocking that he felt like that I didn't deserve to have a school,
right,
and lead a school over another white male.
Yeah.
So, of course, I had to prove
him wrong. Absolutely.
So after being a principal for 2 years, I did earn a principalship at an elementary school. And it was tough. It was really hard because being a black female, you have to prove to people you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and that you can make decisions and you can make a change and you can lead. So it was very difficult because I had teachers who would report me to downtown, and they would say all these crazy things, and parents who would report, and so I had to be very strategic in how I approached certain things, like making changes in the school. I had to be gentle with difficult conversations.
Talk about gentle. Why do you gentle?
Because people can look at black females and interpret everything as being angry or disgruntled or unapproachable. That was a word that was used a lot to describe me, and I am anything but
literally anything but
I'm very approachable, but they would throw those words around like I'm unapproachable and I only speak to the black students, which was so very wrong. But it was very difficult to earn allies and white teachers, and even sometimes black females, we can be a detriment to ourselves. So that was strategic in making that change as a leader in the school for a couple of years. But then 2 years after that, I won Principal of the Year.
I didn't know that you did that. Yes. What year?
2009.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, because this is a big district. I mean, Guilford County Schools is
it's a big district. Yeah.
There's 127 schools.
Oh, wow.
So you go through the process, and you're up against high school principals and middle school principals and other elementary principals.
Is it a voting?
Well, it's a committee.
Okay.
So you have to do this long packet and, answer questions and, provide evidence of some things.
Yeah.
But I did that, and I won Elementary Principal of the Year and then overall Principal of the Year for the district.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're that girl.
I try to be.
Yeah. So what's a proud moment? We talked about some challenges that you've had. What's a moment where you're like, yeah, I did that?
Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. I think that being a mom and being a single mom and being a woman in a challenging career field, because education is challenging.
And it's timely too, so.
Oh, yeah. So doing all of that and being pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my son turned out okay.
I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
I didn't share the connection, but this is my boyfriend's mother, so so he's okay, I guess.
We like him.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so talk about representation. So have you ever seen, I mean, you probably have seen Black women leaders, but
Yeah.
Has that inspired you? Kind of what has that done for you, and what do you hope to be as a Black woman leading and like kind of inspiring other people?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, there were very little Black female teachers.
Oh, wow.
I think I had maybe 2 or 3 my entire time in school.
Like from kindergarten to high school?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had, and as my
Yes,
teachers.
yeah.
Maybe 3.
Wow.
And maybe 1 Black male teacher who was probably my PE teacher.
Right.
So yeah, representation meant a lot to me. And when I did go off to school and decided that I wanted to go into education, I decided that I wanted to come back to my community.
Yeah.
And be that person. I wanted to give back to my community. And I didn't know how. God has a different plan. I mean, he takes your plan into consideration.
Right.
He has a different
It's his plan.
plan.
Oh, you're right.
So, I mean, I knew I wanted to come back to North Carolina after teaching in Virginia for 10 years and do something big in my community.
Yeah.
So that's when I came back to be a principal. And so it meant a lot to me to be that person for other girls and boys.
Yeah.
So especially when I go in, I want to present myself as a professional. Like, I wear heels. Like, I dress, I make sure I look nice. And it took a long time. I know I have straight hair today, but it took a long time for me to get to a point that I was comfortable in my natural hair.
Yeah.
Wearing braids or wearing my natural curls. But as, time and society changed things, that was important to me too, for my little girls to see me as a real Black woman.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just wanted to be more than what I saw growing up for other children.
Yeah. So my last question for today, this has been such a great conversation.
Okay.
My last question would be and this kind of connects to the C's 2 cents. So at the end of every episode, we have a C's 2 cents where we kind of give advice to people that are listening. So kind of what advice would you give to young professionals who are working their ways to become the next leaders? What kind of advice would you give to help them out?
I would say probably don't give up. Even though, times are going to be difficult. You're going to come into contact with difficult people, difficult situations, but, stick with it. You can do it. It's going to be tough, but have the confidence in yourself to know what you're capable of doing. And you can't just be confident without working hard and putting in the work behind it. But knowing that you're worthy and you deserve to be in those inner circles.
Yeah.
And just work hard and go after it. Don't be afraid. Like, there were points in my career, and sometimes still, like, I look back and I'm like, why didn't I apply for that job? I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Because even if it doesn't work out, you still learn something from it. So, just stick with it. Keep your eyes on the prize.
This is such a good episode. You dropped a lot of gems, and I think definitely things that I've relatable to. I know myself, but also people that are listening. So thank you so much for joining the Honesty Circle.
This was fun.
I know we'll have you back another time.
Okay.
But thanks you guys so much for listening to this week's episode with our special guest, Cheri Keels. If you like anything that you heard today, please be sure to subscribe, share with a friend, and follow us on Instagram at The Honesty Circle to stay updated on Circle News. Thanks again for listening, and go conquer your week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.